Yes, Advocate Aniket Nikam is with us. He's spokesperson of BJP. We have Sriraj Nair, national spokesperson of VHP. Anish Gawande is national spokesperson of the NCP Sharad Pawar faction. Advocate Jayesh Wani is leader of the Shiv Sena UBT. Let me come across to you first, Anish Gawande, and let me begin by asking you, what are the reservations about a bill like this? Because there are similar provisions and similar bills that have been enacted in various states, including Telangana, Chhattisgarh, so on and so forth. If that is the case, then what is the issue with such a bill being passed in Maharashtra? Anish.
Madhav, the very simple problem that we have with this bill is that this is a classic case of kahin pe nigah hai, kahin pe nishana. You have multiple laws that exist currently to tackle Naxalite movements, but this new bill, which claims to target left-wing extremism, is deliberately vague, like so many other provisions brought in by the government over the last 5 years, and is designed to intimidate, threaten, and stifle any opposition voices. Today, under this act, which will soon be passed because the government obviously has the numbers it needs in the Maharashtra Assembly. Under this act, you have a provision that would arrest lawyers explaining you your rights. You would have provisions that could arrest me, an opposition leader, for speaking on this television debate. You have provisions that could put influencers who are posting videos against national interest in jail. So the reality is that this is yet another move as part of the BJP Shut Up India campaign, which is going to stifle any voices.
Anish, but the provisions that they've given is also that much senior officers would be required and their permission would be required to carry this out. So the possibility of misuse, isn't it really negated then? If a DIG level officer, as opposed to say a sub-inspector or a junior officer, is actually designated for this?
You know, several prominent police officers from the Maharashtra police and the Mumbai police have voiced their concerns around this bill because of the political pressure on the police force, which can make provisions like these ineffective. We've seen time and again, look at the Pune Posh case. What happened there? Look at the Badlapur case, where you have the BJP trustees of a school still not being put behind bars. Look at the Vaishnavi Hagawani dowry death case. Unfortunately, the Mumbai police and the Maharashtra police, which are a fighting force, have been manipulated, have been denigrated, and have been misused by the government currently. And so the safeguards that exist do not inspire confidence in the opposition.
All right, Anish, stay with us. Let me get in a quick word from Aniket. Aniket, despite the safeguards that the government is talking about, there's still a considerable amount of pressure that is built upon the police by the administration, and therefore the possibility of misuse is extremely high. Civil society voices, lawyers, opposition leaders could all be shut down by the government if this bill is implemented. That's the concern he's expressing. Your response, Aniket?
Madhav, it's completely factually incorrect. I believe probably Anish has not read this bill. Now, before this bill was tabled, there was a committee, a joint committee that was constituted where leaders from all political parties were present. Deliberations went on for a long time, and thereafter this bill has been tabled after taking into consideration 12,000 suggestions. And this bill has many checks and balances itself. Now, this bill also provides that no organization would be declared unlawful unless it is advised by the advisory board. Now, who would constitute this advisory board? It would have a retired or a serving High Court judge, it would have a district judge, it would have a public prosecutor. Apart from that, senior police officers would be the ones who would investigate a crime. So there are several provisions which provides appropriate checks and balances. Now, as far as their allegation that we are trying to stifle dissent, now, Anish is representing a party which is being headed by Mr. Sharad Pawar. Sharad Pawar, during his tenure, has given us TADA, POTA, MISA. All these preventive detention laws were brought in when he was at the helm of affairs. So they absolutely have no moral ground to speak about dissent or trying to crush any dissent. Because BJP believes in promoting unity. BJP believes in constitution. We believe in the constitution of our country. And therefore, this law is being brought into force in order to particularly tackle the menace that we are seeing in respect of the problems that are created by Maoist and the Naxal ideologies. In several states of India, be it Telangana, be it Orissa, and other states, West Bengal, we have seen laws like this being brought into force, particularly to challenge the menace of Naxalism. And therefore, I would submit that before you make any comment on this bill, it is very important that you go through the provisions of this bill. This bill provides all the necessary checks and balances, and there is absolutely no scope for its misuse.
Hypocritical
in fact,
for you to be
laws
talking
like
about